Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Laborers Local 663, Bank of Billings, Doak Propane, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, and Shelter Insurance Agents Grant Baker in Aurora and Sean Holman in Lockwood and surrounding areas. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Pleased to be joined now by Incarnate Word Academy head coach Dan Rolfes. And Coach, tremendous start to the season, 14-0, ranked number one in Class 6, ranked 11th nationally. You guys are playing really well right now.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. Um, we've got a lot of talented girls. I'm fortunate to be able to coach these guys, and we're playing well, but I still feel like we've got some areas we need to improve on if we're going to try to defend our title this year.
As you look, just you've won 9 of the last 11 state championships, 4 in a row of the 4 that have been played, because one was not played. Just the consistency there. What leads to that? Just that ability to keep that consistent, even though you've got new players coming in every year.
I think it has a lot to do with the culture of our program. Um, and the expectations. Uh, we have the benefit of, we've been there multiple times. So, for example, if we're able to go this year, we've got some freshmen who are good players, but don't have a lot of experience. Well, if we go to state, then they get that experience, and they know how to conduct themselves. They know what it takes to win down at state. So when you've been there multiple times, I think the kids know what to expect, and just makes it a little bit easier on them. Not that they're not going to be nervous, or I won't be nervous. It's just um, kind of a little more of a routine of how we're going to travel, how we're going to scout, what we're going to do. Um, and the kids aren't completely, shell shocked, that semifinal game when playing in a big arena. So um, I just think the fact that we've been there multiple times, and the kids, um, kind of know what to expect. So.
As you look at your schedule this year, just 14 games. Obviously, everyone's dealing with COVID issues and cancellations and postponements, but you've had opportunities to play at Mission Hills. As I look at your schedule in California and in Illinois and St. Mary's and Stockton, California, what have those type competitions been like for you?
Those are great. We try to travel and see teams from different parts of the country every year, and I want to challenge our kids as much as we possibly can. Um, so when it comes state tournament time, we've played a tough schedule. We've been challenged. Um, and it's too, for our program, it's fun to see the girls excited about going to California to be able to play in some of these showcases, and the college coaches are there, and um, it's just kind of something special that we've been able to do, and um, I think the girls enjoy the traveling and enjoy playing teams from other areas, and it's kind of a win-win. But we're playing really really good teams, we're being challenged, and then we get to travel and see other parts of the country. So,
You guys probably at home games routinely are, passing out vouchers to college coaches coming in, and that's got to be a great benefit to not only the kids that they're there to watch, but even members of the teams that you're playing against, or maybe even somebody down your bench a little bit that may get into the
mhm.
game, that may get some exposure otherwise they wouldn't have had.
Yeah, for sure. Um, again, I'm lucky to, that we get a lot of really good players here who want to play at the next level. So, um, we get, college coaches coming to games, coming to open gyms in the fall. And it's just, similar to where, that experience at state comes in, like you mentioned, a coach from a school may be coming to see a junior or senior, and then, a freshman or sophomore has a really good game and, kind of catches the coach's eye. And, now that kid's on the radar. So it's just, a lot of the snowballs. And, again, a lot of it's the culture, the expectations that we have.
Again, visiting with Incarnate Word Academy head coach Dan Rolfes, and coach, kind of give the viewers just an idea of your background. How long have you been at IWA? Where'd you go to high school, at college, and how did you arrive there?
Sure. So I'm in my 22nd year here at Incarnate. It's hard to believe, especially when I'm only 25 years old. Um, but this is my 22nd year. Prior to that, I spent 4 years as an assistant at St. Louis University with the women's program there. Um, got got a chance really early on when I was young, and started to have kids, and it was hard to be that college coach traveling all over the country with kids. So left, took this job here at Incarnate. It's been fantastic. Um, prior to St. Louis University, I spent 2 years at Rosary High School, which actually doesn't exist anymore, but had a good run there. Um, and I honestly, I played, sports. I was more of a baseball guy, but in college, started, dating my wife, and she had a little sister who needed a basketball coach. And, being the good boyfriend, I volunteered to coach it, and it just kind of snowballed from there. I kind of fell in love with coaching, and that's kind of how I got involved in girls basketball. And, kind of full circle now. I'm helping coach my sister-in-law, her daughter now in sixth grade. So I'm really getting old.
And coach, you have an opportunity a lot of times. You make trips down here to Southwest Missouri to play either against a Kickapoo or a Nixa, some of the really good teams from down in this area. You were down here this year. What's that experience been like for you? Because this really, as far as Missouri as a whole, it's kind of the hotbed, for high school girls basketball.
Yeah, for sure. Year in, year out, Springfield always has very good teams. We had the opportunity to play Kickapoo, and Jim does a great job, and they've got some really talented kids. Republic's good. I know they've got a young team, and they're strong. And so, for the size of the town, not that Springfield's that small, but it's not the size of St. Louis, but um, you know, basketball is strong down there. And when we were down there, we had the opportunity to go to a Missouri State women's game, and to see the crowd that they had there was fantastic. And I know, they've Springfield has supported women's basketball for years. Back when Cheryl Barnett was there, and they had some great teams. And they have a great team this year again. But I do think that Springfield supports women's basketball very well. So it's great to get down there. And for us and for me, a lot of times we hear about these, really good players like, the Bella Fauneroy and some of these other girls, Cayman, Whitaker, those kind of kids. And you hear about them, but, there's a difference between playing against them and seeing them live. So I really do like that aspect.
Coach, you've got as you look at your schedule remaining, are about 30% of your regular season games are in front of you. What right now do you feel like you're doing really well at this point, or maybe what are some things that you maybe got to work on if you're going to make another run at the state title?
Yeah, the one thing that we're doing well is I feel like our kids play hard, and that's a staple. If you're not going to play hard, you're going to have a hard time seeing the floor. So I think our kids are playing hard. Um, I think we need to clean up some of the stuff that we're doing on offense, a little more attention to detail. The season's kind of been a little strange because it felt like kind of played in spurts. we played, we would go down and we played 3 games in a row in Springfield, and then we were off for 2 weeks, and then played, in a Viz Christmas tournament here, and then we got some COVID issues, so we had to shut down for about 2 weeks, and so it's just kind of been a little strange, and I think that's affected a little bit of our crispness on offense, and um, just not being in sync all the time. So I think a lot of times we're winning because we have really good players, um, and not because we're executing extremely well. I think when to win a state championship, you've got to have a mixture of both. You've got to have really good players. You got to be able to execute well, and that's kind of what we need to do. I told her we've got 10 games left of the season before district starts. So we've got to get it cleaned up.
Got St. Joseph's Academy tonight. Is that correct?
Yes,
And
correct. Yep.
what do you know about them, and what are you gonna have to do tonight to come out on top?
They're a conference opponent, and have always been a rival since they're in a conference. They have really good post play. They got a couple of really nice post players, play high low a lot. So we're gonna have to stop that, and we're gonna have to pressure them. I think they have some young, little bit of inexperienced ball handlers. So we're gonna try and pressure them and push the tempo. But they have really nice post play, so we're going to have to try and take that away.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I certainly appreciate you being generous with your time. It was a pleasure to have an opportunity to get to interview you. I know we've met, at least once down here at the Ozark tournament a couple of years ago, but I always wanted to have an opportunity to get you on the Missouri Sports Network. And thank you so much for being generous with your time.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it anytime.
You bet. You bet. Incarnate Word head basketball coach Dan Rolfes, and we will take a step away. And as always, keep it right here on the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage.